Okay.
No problem. Listen.
Okay. Starting off. Leffen getting some pretty early damage. Making sure to try and
Burger King, it doesn't matter if you can't challenge anyone at the tournament, just go anyway. It's a great experience and everyone is glad to see new players.
Yeah, definitely. You learn quite a bit to go to tournaments because you get you get to observe a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And you can learn a lot from just watching others. Like you can't necessarily learn how to do things, but you can see things, and then you can try and learn how to do them. Like, for example, asking someone how to do them, that's the first way. And if you're too shy for that, then just look it up on like Smash Bros or something.
But the short version is don't worry about being able to challenge competitive smashers. Because people at tournaments have played this game for years, so no matter how much you try to prepare, you're not going to be able to compete with the really good players. So just go. Go, get 4-star continuously, and have a blast.
Until you can finally take that one stock and just get 3 stock.
Like, everyone's been there. Everyone's been that awful newcomer who loses to everyone. But it's just fun with new players, and it's fun, with the right mentality, it's fun to get wrecked by better players. As long as you learn from it.
Yeah. For example, like for instance, when I played you, I had fun. I had quite a bit of fun when I played you in quarters.
Yeah.
Because I felt I learned a lot about, for example, the matchups and such. I just learned pretty well just how to handle Roy as a character, for example, and I learned a lot of my shortcomings.
Yeah.
And yes, what stages actually can work pretty well. Because for me, Dreamland has never really been a stage I favored a lot.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's a great stage for Yoshi.
Yeah, I don't learn it, but it's mainly because of how I play Yoshi. Because when you, like, for example, on top of the stadium, I notice I like up smashing through the platforms.
Oh yeah, right.
The same goes for Yoshi's Story. That's this kind of thing. I like being able to do that with platforms, and Dreamland's platforms are too high for that. So that's kind of why I've never really favored it. But I can also
be
now
able to switch up your playstyle and like apply new things if it means you can play on stages in a favorable way.
Yeah, honestly, I learned a lot, primarily from actually listening to what you guys commentated. I think I learned a lot from just actually being, from the setup being this close to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot about my character that I didn't know previously.
Looks like Leffen won game 1.
Game was Leffen. Are we really that surprised? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, anyway.
I think expected outcome is something like 3-1 Leffen's favor. Basically, Hack in general probably has a better understanding of low tier specifically, but Leffen is a better player. So it's basically going to come down to Leffen's superior fundamentals versus Hack's better knowledge of like different tricks.
I think that's a pretty probably expected thing to happen. Like the fact that we have one very good player and someone who actually understands very well in this area. And I think this is very much like just to show that these people are probably the best at this because they have their different actual knowledges when it comes to how the game works. So one has better fundamental stuff, one is better at this tier. So I think that will probably give us a pretty good set of games. I didn't see much of the winners' finals, but I suspect that those went pretty interesting, presumably, maybe. I don't know. A lot of pressure pretty much going on is Leffen making sure that he can get in some damage, which same goes for Hack making sure to use Hack is using projectiles pretty much as he needs to, I feel. Sometimes, like a lot of, the only young Link I play against, he throws a lot of bombs. And I don't feel like I've seen that many bombs from Hack. So I don't know, get them down there. setting up straight this is green land. It's pretty, high ceiling. That's pretty visible and understandable.
Young Link is a very simply based character. You use bombs, boomerangs, and arrows to inconvenience your opponent in the position he wants to be, so he has to go to positions he doesn't want to be in. Control space like that. Armada versus Hungrybox are great sets to watch for that. You can really see how Armada, once the Hungrybox starts getting good enough to actually avoid getting hit by the bombs, Armada also knows how to use them in a way which forces Hungrybox to move slightly
pushing out quite a bit of damage. I think this game is. I feel like it feels like Hackers, like in the lead, but at the same time, I feel Leffen certainly can take this back. Even though
this is doable, but it's definitely a lead for Hack, no question about it.
Yeah. Overall, both players playing fairly well.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Taking your own bomb, that's generally not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Gets the trade, and both of them die. So getting into the last stock,
Leffen is really happy to take that trade.
Yeah. Probably already quite a bit from that, getting to start up from scratch. Unfortunate missed recovery there. Gives Leffen the second game.
Armada did not enter this because he is not present. He will not be here at all.
It's because Stockholmers go to Gothenburg tournaments doesn't mean all Gothenburgers come to Stockholm tournaments. Back to Greenland.
But Burger Ping, there is no specific tournament level. Like, just go to tournaments and have fun. Like, there is no certain level where you're an actual tournament player. Like, the only definition for tournament level is people who go to tournaments. So, don't worry about being good enough for tournaments. Just start going.
Because, probably, you could say that being good enough for tournaments, I'd say that would, from a mindset, would equate being able to actually win it or something like that. And I'd say that's not really the mindset to go in with necessarily. I'd say more so just try and have fun, play the game pretty much. Don't worry too much about being, as you said, don't worry about being good enough. Because I wouldn't really say there's any good enough, especially considering the fact that people can have very differentiated results in tournaments.
Yeah.
Depending on human factors, pretty much. A lot of things. I feel like just hacks, pretty much saving.
Well, basically the short version of it is that you can prepare yourself as much as you want for as long as you want before going to your first tournament. But the moment you actually go to your first tournament, you're going to be kicking yourself for not doing it earlier. You're just going to be like, why didn't I do this earlier? Why did I think I had to prepare myself? This was awesome. Yeah, the players ruined Leffen's JV5s. It was so funny.
This match starting off looking pretty good for Hack. Pretty much turned on him and just now is very much in Leffen's favor. I think Leffen has pretty much figured out Young Link at this point. And I feel like Hack probably should have went for something else in this, after the two.
I don't know. The thing is, last game was going well for Hack the entire game until that. First, that unfavorable trade, and then the semi-SD. Like that ruined everything. So I think you recognize that. Aside from that, he did perfectly fine on this stage. So I don't think this was a bad decision because
not necessarily. I'm not saying it was a bad decision. I can fully understand like why he did this because it was pretty much very close. But I feel like at the moment, just Leffen seems to have kind of figured out.
Yeah, but I think that's largely, partly Leffen being good at adaptation, and also Hack might feel a bit down after the unfortunate ending to the last game. It's like, it can sometimes be difficult to get yourself out of those emotional slumps you run into when something doesn't go your way.
Leffen managed to endure the attack and bring it to his last stock. Probably the last stock of the actual tournament. Probably his last actual tournament stock. And actual last stock of the tournament in that case.
Roy is only really a Marth clone visually speaking. In practice, they are two very different characters. And by different, I mean Marth is super good, Roy is awful. And Leffen takes the set. Here we go.